With the decadence of human morality and the decadence of the traditional culture that the true God has passed on to mankind, the Western literary world is also filled with a large number of magical works that pseudo-deify God. According to the motto of this series, the works of literature and art influence the morality of human beings. Human morality influences human beings, and the corruption of human morality often begins in literature and art. Starting with this episode, we will take the example of the contemporary popular film and analyzing and interpreting the pseudo-god culture in Western culture. As Eastern aesthetic culture focuses on connotation, Western aesthetic system focuses on superficial shape and embodiment. Therefore, the destruction of Western culture or art by demons. The demons' destruction of Western culture or art also starts from the falsification of gods is more explicit and evil. The creators of these pseudo-god literary works often believe in some mysterious external power and technological ability from the universe. The evil spirits attached to their bodies are more likely to be mutated beings, such as demons, vampires, aliens, and so on. However, many people who lack traditional beliefs have come to associate these superheroes with the myths and legends of the past that refer to Jesus, Zeus, Moses, the Jade Emperor, or Longshen, etc. They are called modern mythology. In this issue, we need to talk about the pseudonymization of gods in the popular superhero series around the world. Superhero culture is one of the most popular cultural phenomena today. They originated in comics and anime, and have evolved into movies and dramas. Although there are many of them, they are actually similar in style. While they portray all kinds of seemingly omnipotent characters, they also focus on the structure of the multiverse world. The Marvel Universe, X-Men and Avengers, and the DC Universe Justice League, the two representative factions. Now, far beyond the realm of comics or movies, it has become a cultural phenomenon that is said to have taken the world by storm. From 2012 to the present, superhero movies often account for 3 of the top 10 films in the annual global box office rankings. 3-4 or more spots in the annual global box office rankings except for 2015. In recent years, due to various reasons, except for individual single the two major factions are going downhill in terms of both box office and word of mouth. Here is a macro view of all superhero movies to discover their commonality, and why in recent years the quality of these films has fallen across critics the board, and even fans criticize the kernel of the reason. 1. The pattern of the battle between good and evil is small, often exalts violence and the power of alien technological devices. These films, despite the claim that the magnum opus, high investment, high box office, whether the Avengers, X-Men or Justice League, no matter how intricate the heroes involved, the story revolves around the good side to stop the villainous forces of destruction. The struggle for control of a few gems or boxes and other external things. In this process, in addition to the teamwork between the superheroes, mainly relies on the power of extraterrestrial technology, such as quantum technology, mysterious meteorite vibration, DNA transformation, mysterious equations, even sacrifice to achieve. In short, victory or defeat ultimately depends on anything but morality, and the power of compassion and goodness of higher beings. For example, in the Avengers, after losing his hammer, Thor relies on the technological power of the dwarves to build a storm battle axe in order to be invincible. Special Agent Black Widow sacrificed to obtain the soul gem. The setting almost always appeals to modern consciousness. It's particularly similar to the plotting of characters in video games, and 1,000 miles away from the traditional culture. If the traditional Eastern culture of divine transmission had not been destroyed by the evil Chinese Communist Party during its decades of rule, it would not be the West's turn to be the main protagonist in the world's gods and monsters movies today. This is evident from the fact that after watching the Shen Yun Gala, people are impressed by the traditional divine culture restored by Shen Yun. In fact, the stories of gods and monsters that have some depth or heritage of divine culture will explore the nature of divine cultivation, culture, and human nature. In the setting, the real core of the battle between good and evil will not be limited to the pedestrian version of the power level PAK by force, but the main team in the inner and outer in line with the standards of truthfulness, compassion, forbearance for different levels of life. In the continuous sublimation of the realm of life and moral standards, one gains superpowers to crush the forces of evil. The villains in the movies are really nothing compared to the evil communist specter in reality who are trying to destroy humankind. They shall kneel down and submit to it. In fact, in reality, the way the evil communist specter destroy human beings and the world are by no means limited to the destruction of the physical body, but compete with God for the soul possession. If the Creator-led practitioners of righteous way is the only hope for the deteriorating of all life, including human beings, then the evil villain is the one who, by creating lies and slandering, brutally persecuting and suppressing the followers of the righteous God, causing the world to betray the Creator, to betray God, to disbelieve in the existence of God. This leads to the destruction of their lives and the world. For when a being is in a lie, ignorantly, when a being is on the side of the evil one, and is aiding and abetting the evil one, is he not destroying himself? The righteous side is the one that, in spite of being unjustly denigrated, is still compassionate, destroying evil with righteous thoughts, moving the world with kindness, enlightening and awakening others with truth, fighting to free awaken more life out of the control of evil, and ultimately win. 2. Superheroes gain superpowers in a mutated, even evil way. To sum up, these superheroes gain superpowers basically rely on the following ways. One is the machine, human experimentation, genetic mutation. The second is the ancient god sorcerer injected superpowers. The third is the individual top players such as the X-Men's Phoenix Woman, Captain Marvel and the Avenger, Scarlet Witch needs cosmic energy, or mind, gemstone, etc., to stimulate a certain instinct within. For example, Iron Man and Batman characters are set up to rely on the ability and the talent of high-tech forging steel armor to become superheroes. Even the leader of the team, Captain America, Wolverine, Hulk, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, are generated through experiments and genetic mutations of superheroes. The creation process of Venom is devastating all righteous totally by allowing evil spirits to possess the body and produce a strong combat power. In fact, many of the superpowers or supernormal capabilities, most of them are the natural ability that the human body has. Although there are a variety of ways, some are restored or obtained through the right path of cultivation and enlightenment, and some are not the right way. Throughout history, there have been many gods who were arranged to come down to earth. The human body was used for the final salvation of the universe by the Creator. The divine culture, which is necessary for the transmission of the law of new universe. That is the culture of the true God. There are also many stories of miracles that have been passed down to future generations. For example, in the history of primitive Buddhism, it is mentioned that there was a disciple of Shakyamuni, Megara, who was the most powerful disciple. He grew up with a good heart. He had a very good inborn quality, and aspired he was looking for a cultivation way to escape from the suffering of reincarnation. Once, when he was with his good friend Shelley, he was enlightened by listening to the Buddha's teachings. Later on, after diligent practice, he attained the 6 great divine powers, including heavenly eyes, heavenly ears, mind reading. Not only can he know what others are thinking, and the divine, he can also go to heaven and earth and do anything. In addition, there is also divine power that Taoist Zhang Sanfeng left Taiji. The 8 immortals crossed the sea, and each showed their miraculous powers and many other similar stories. At the end and in the time of the universe there is bound to be a celestial universe war of old and new forces, a battle between gods and demons. If you rely on the devil way, or the extraterritorial technology within the 3 realms, neither will the power of sense. It is simply impossible to overcome or destroy the old forces of evil or corruption. A being can only be led by the Creator. After acquiring the righteous wisdom of the Creator, reshape the new divine body with divine power, and to have great compassion for sentient beings, that is the way out. 3. God is demonized as an evil and greedy villain. For example, in the movie The Eternals, the God of Heaven is the biggest villain. Not only does he look dark and robot-like, and also has an ulterior evil intention. That is, to use human beings to hatch planetary seeds, until they mature and give birth to the offspring of the gods, and then destroy the humans. The divine clans are demonized into vampires. They nurtured humans and other beings for years, only to one day produce new offspring, and then use them to destroy the human race. In Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2, for his goal, Igor, Star-Lord's real father, leaves thousands of his children on each planet. After absorbing and using them, he kills them. Upon discovering the energy in Star-Lord's body, Star-Lord will be used as a sacrifice to enhance their own power and satisfy their desire to conquer the galaxy. Similarly, Western films such as Jupiter Ascending about Earth is a seed planted 100,000 years ago by the most powerful dynasty in the universe, Abraxas. Earth is the pasture of a god-like cosmic superior civilization. The rulers of the planet are rejuvenated by sucking the essence of human beings. In reality, what is the purpose of God's creation of the earth and human? In the article by Falun Gong founder Master Li Hongzhi, How Human Beings Comes to Be, it is revealed that the gods created human by the appointment of the Creator, and he instructed them to each make human beings in their own unique image. For this reason there are the white, Asian, black, and other races. While their outward appearances differ, the souls within them were given by the Creator. And that is why they have common values. The purpose that the Creator had in directing divine beings was to make use of human in the final times, when he would offer all lives of the greater universe, people who know the true heavenly being's salvation will not be compelled by those literary works that viciously, hypocritically portray the Creator and God, to revert to God, to follow the path of God's guidance to obtain their own salvation. These popcorn superhero movies have been going downhill in recent years. The reason for this, I think it, is the repetition of the old cliché of fighting and upgrading, and the superb special effects and scenes will also let people produce aesthetic fatigue. In addition, after watching Shen Yun and other genuine cultural works of divine transmission, and inspired by Shen Yun and seeking to break through the censorship of the CCP, Oriental fantasy dramas that strive to stay close to tradition, a new Chinese cultural fever, such as the new Chinese fantasy drama, more people are now open-minded, and they're no longer keen on those mindless or love-brain movies. In the later years, the producers of these movies are also in the process of incapable of producing good characters and stories, only seek room of survival in the so-called politically correct cultural atmosphere. At the expense of the quality of the work, they output a variety of weird superheroes. This has led to many hardcore fans have abandoned the show. In terms of heroes, although it cannot be said that every person who comes into the world is a hero, but we can say that most of them are. Why do you say so? Just think about it. If many people in the world today are reincarnated gods, then, while they were still in the realm of God, they would have already had an idea of how terrible it would be when human society reaches the end of time. They know very well how horrible it will be when it comes to the most corrupt period. But they still dared to. For the sake of themselves and the future of all beings on the earth, they are willing to go down to the earth. For those gods who are afraid to descend into the human world, these people in the today's world are heroes with courage. The reason why they dared to descend was that they had a deep faith in the Creator. They have a strong belief that the Fa rectification will succeed. They believe that the righteous Fa will bring them back to a better heavenly world, restored by the Creator, and that it will bring well-being and hope of no more destruction to sentient beings in their celestial bodies. However, until righteous way is obtained, from the viewpoint true divine, all the creators of the superhero, no matter how good the starting point is, no matter what the trick is, after the decline of God's culture, people, with their remaining goodwill and ignorance, taking the detritus of cultures from different celestial bodies, piling up garbage. Some of them are not only unable to raise the hearts, instead, they are forming a negative force against the rising positive forces, restoring genuine divine culture. They are lowering the moral bottom line and the intelligence of people.